Good afternoon, everybody. Wee Paddy from across the shop. I hope you're doing well. Right, I've got an open tag, and I think this one is a good one. I was watching a wee video yesterday from a boy called Randy Johnson. He used to have a YouTube channel, and I can't remember what the channel was called, but Randy was a really affable fella. He used to do modding. He was one of the first sort of modders about, and he loved traditional knives. That's what I sort of remember him for. Now he likes all knives, but it was his description of traditional knives and the uses of them that really got me interested in them. Although I didn't have a passion then, it started that inkling in the back of my head that, I might like them. Anyway, I was watching the video yesterday. He had a car accident a couple of months ago, where he was taken off the road. An 18-wheeler pushed him off the road and down an embankment. Now, thank God he didn't get hurt. The car was wrecked. How he didn't get killed, I don't know. And he has video. He's done a video on it, a vlog, and it's explaining where he's been, what he's been doing. But during that vlog, he was talking about knives and other things. I'll put the video down below in the description if you want to go and have a look at it. But anyway, one of the things he was saying is one of his thought processes was, anybody only really needs 5 knives. And it was his goal to try and get the best knife he could for the money he had in each category that he had picked. And I thought, that's a lovely way to look at it. It would have saved me a fortune if I could have been that disciplined. Now, he wasn't either, but it was just a thought process that in reality, if you want to break it down to, and 5, you only really need 1, but in the 5 categories he broke down really made sense to me. And the categories he broke it down into was a large fixed blade, a small to medium fixed blade, a heavy duty folding knife, an EDC type folding knife, and a traditional knife. And as knife collectors, if you've got the best in every one of them categories, that's what you need. You don't need anything else. You can just go and pick one of them, knowing that for your money and you've bought the best. And whatever that best is, there's not a price on this. It's just whatever your best is. So I'm opening this tag up to all you videoers out there. And there's one thing that I have to say with the tag, because it's killed me doing it, is you're not allowed runners up. You're not allowed, I can't decide between this or that. You have to pick your best 5 knives in that category. You can't deviate from it. You can't have it knives you used to have. It's knives that you have that you can put on the table that are yours. That's it. But I'd also like my subs who haven't got channels, who just subbed to me, to join in. Put your 5 down below, and let's all, so everybody can have a read what other people have got. And this is not a showy off video, although I found myself feeling quite guilty when I looked at some of the prices of knives that I'm putting down here, and it sort of lets me know how far I've come in my knife game and how much money I've invested in this. It's quite scary, but I've picked 5 that I believe that if I walked out the door today with those 5 knives in either of the categories, I would not be found wanting, and I believe I've got really nice knives that I'd be happy with for the rest of my life. If I couldn't, that would be it. That would be the best 5 that I have at this moment in time. So let's get started. And I'm going to start with a large fixed blade. Now, as you know, now I used to be a bushcrafter and all, but I don't do it now. I was never really into expensive bushcraft knives, big fixed blades, because I just battered mine, and I used cleavers and hatchets when I wanted to, and the more expensive knives were not something I really needed. And I've sort of kept to that, but I have got 2 here that I believe are the best that I've got in my collection. I've a few fixed blades, but this is the 2 that I would put down in this category. The first one, for a heavy duty fixed blade. This is a brother knife, and this is the F005 in D2. It's 0.16 of an inch, 4 millimeters thick. It's got a micarta handle with a bottle shape. It is so comfortable in the hand. Fills my hand perfectly. There's no movement up this way. It is absolutely lovely. Great big knife. You could baton on it with that 0.16. not a problem. This would take it. It's in D2. It's pretty good steel. I've used it quite a lot, so I know that it's a good knife, and it would happily be in my collection without a shadow of a doubt. So that was quite simple. This next one was also quite simple for small to medium, and this is the old version of the Mora Robust. There's a more modern version, but I think the blade's a bit shorter. Sorry, the blade on that first one was 4 inches long. The blade on this one is 4 inches long, but it's a lighter constructed. The other one's a heavy duty. This has only got, it's just over 3 mil. I think it's 3.2 mil. So it's a thinner blade stock on this. This has been, look, you can see it's been used to death. Honestly, it really has. And it's still as good today as it ever was. I've done everything with this knife that you shouldn't do, and it's still held up. It is one of the most comfortable handles on any knife I have. It is just fat, sturdy, and you just get a real good grip. But this is a camp knife. So that's sort of more what the second fixed blade is just a camp knife. So I'm quite happy to choose that. It comes in a cheap plastic sheath. I just put a dangler on it. I have a ferro rod. I have tape there. That's the second. So now we come to the things that really could cause you so many problems, because most of us are fixed blade, not fixed blade. Most of us are folding knife lovers rather than fixed blade. And I know there's a lot of crossover, and that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to seeing good fixed blade knives. I don't have them, but it doesn't mean that I don't like and appreciate looking at good quality stuff. So anyway, my folder, my hard use folder, there we go. Probably not a shock to anybody who's on my channel. It's my Medford Midi Marauder. This is a beast. It's not a beast in size. It's a very slim knife, slim blade. I mean, it's a good blade. It's a hollow grind. It is just a work beast. It really is. And it doesn't look like it should be comfortable in the hands, but I have heavy use with this for a couple of hours and not a hot spot at all. And I showed that in the videos when I was cutting up carpet with it, and it just worked and worked. The S35VN, really well heat treated, just a gorgeous knife. I loved using this knife for heavy use. So if this was going to be my only knife that was hard use, folding knife for the rest of my life, I know that this would quite happily fulfill that role without a shadow of a doubt. Stupid price, and it's not perfect. The one thing I can say definitely about this knife, it's not perfect. It's got flaws, and if you watch my video on it, you'll see what the flaws are. They're still the same. They haven't changed. But to me, it is just the perfect hard use knife that I would back my life on, if you like, as far as you can with a knife. But it is just a gem of a knife. I'll set that there. Now, the next one is the hardest category I found, without a shadow of a doubt, and it's an EDC type folding knife. Your best EDC type folding knife. And the knife that I'm going to show you, I picked first of all thinking that's definitely it, and then I started to second guess. And oh my goodness, I went through 6 knives probably that could fit this category that I would be happy with for the rest of my life. But I was going to change it because of the price it was, and I didn't want to sound as if I was showing off. And then I thought, no, well, that's not the spirit. The spirit of this is what knives that you have, that you've bought, you've paid for, and they're in your collection now. So without a doubt, this... At this moment, the Hinderer Slippy is my best EDC knife. I love this knife. I love it to hold. I love the feel of it. I love the blade. I love the cut of the knife. This turns me on. As much as that turns me on, this really turns me on as an EDC knife. It's got everything that I would want in a knife. And apart from anything else, it's UK legal over here. So it's got even that going for it, which is not a necessity for this open tag. It doesn't have to be an EDC legal where you are. It can be whatever you think is the best EDC knife. But this happens to be the one I chose, which is quite, because it was up against the Para 3s, it was up against the LC200 knives that I had, and I had thought about different blades, and I thought, No, the blade steel really isn't that important. It's the knife. And yes, it's a good blade. It's 20 CV, CPM 20 CV. It's, it's a super steel. The other ones are super steels too. My Para 3 is M390. But this is the more robust and sturdy one. If it was going to last me the rest of my life, I would back this before I would back the Para 3. Whether that's right or wrong, it's right in my head. So that was my EDC knife. Again, very expensive, and please don't make this about money. If yours is a knife that's not expensive, it doesn't matter. It's your knife, it's your choice. And the last but not least was another problem, because I have so many traditional knives now, and I have so many to choose from and so many brands. But I suppose, again, if you know my channel, you know what I think of GEC. They're fit and finished. The quality of their knives at the moment is probably the best in the world, or one of the best in the world. So I went with a GEC, which wasn't a given because there's other good knives I have there, and in probably better blade steels, but this is the knife that I thought for quality is the one. And it is the number 56. This is in Appalachia bone. It's the reverse dog leg. It comes with two blades. The first blade is a big spear blade. And I like the spear blade because it's so good for so many different tasks. It hasn't got a ridiculously pointy end, but that's solved because this is a two-bladed knife. And it's a two-bladed jackknife. They both come out of the same side. So I've got the pen blade here. If I ever need to poke anything when I'm carrying this, I'll use this to poke and prod. And it's great to have a secondary knife, because on a daily use for these sort of knives that maybe the blade steels aren't up with these, you can use the pen blade for all the crappy wee jobs and keep your main blade safe. Keep it sharp, keep it ready for when you would ever need it. So there you go. That's my 5. I'll move these over and I'll bring the other 2 up. So if this is something you feel as if you could take part in, I would love you to, because I would love to see what other people class as their best in their collection. And I'm going to emphasize, you can't have 2 in any one section, just 1. You have to choose between your babies. That's it. Don't cry about it. Just do it. Man up and choose it. And it's so difficult. So I've chose between my babies. There's my babies up there. That's the 5 that I've got. If I walked out the door today and I could only take 5 with me, this is what I would pick. And it took a lot to settle on that, because I could have kept thinking for the rest of the night. That's my 5. Now I want to see yours. And if you haven't got a YouTube channel, please join in below so that other people can see what you have. And you get to know everybody a bit better when you know what their knives are. I think so anyway. And it's not a money thing. Look, these are expensive. Them 2 are just stupidly expensive. And I feel a bit guilty in showing them off. But on the other hand, I'm not, because this is my money. I paid for these. So these are not gifts from somebody. They were paid for by me. All these have been bought by me. That was given to me, sorry. That was given to me. That was given to me by my brother. But these are not, the rest are all mine, bought and paid for. They're in my collection now. So, what do you think? Could you follow that up? I would love to see what you've got out there. And there's plenty of us sitting about doing nothing, so there's no excuse. Make a video, stick it up there, and I'll open a library up. And for everybody who lets me know that they're putting a video up, I'll put it in the library, and then everybody can go and have a look in the library at other people's collections at any time you want to do it. So there you go. Wee Paddy's away for a cup of tea. Take care. All the very best. Paddy's gone. Tea time.